Alex, look what I got.
Oh!
Now we can shoot our videos in high definition.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! Do you not know how to set it up? I'm gonna keep using this. My people are the best. Hello, comedians!
And welcome to 2025.
And when speaking of 2025, what's the first thing someone can think of? Nick, do you have an answer?
Movies.
Not just that, but the movies that already happened in 2024.
So this will be our best movies of 2024 list.
But we're going to make this a little bit different this year.
Just a little different than everyone else. We're going to actually make it into a game.
Yes, we are going to look through the IMDB pages of these movies and make the descriptions of those movies. And like whenever something is said that will make the name like figured out like really quickly, or said by the name, or just said the name of like a character from that, we kind of just bleep it out.
And this will be a 5 and 5 list.
Yeah.
He'll get 5, I'll get 5, and we'll try to guess each other's list.
I'm already so hyped to get this started. So
all right,
let's begin, shall we? Okay, so these are gonna be our top 5 favorite movies. We're gonna be guessing like each of our top 5s. And if we have we made a rule, so if we have duplicates, we go to the next one like above the list. Technically, this will be a top 20, but we're gonna save the other 5 of our list like
for honorable mentions.
Exactly.
So, and with that, we will each get 3 guesses and 3 hints. You'll get a hint after every guess.
Exactly. So let's begin with Nick's first one.
According to IMDb, a boy with active imagination faces his fears on an unforgettable journey.
Active imagination on an unforgivable... Say it again.
A boy with an active imagination faces his fear on an unforgettable journey.
Harold and the Purple Crayon.
No.
Hint then.
The hint will be, it stars Jacob Tremblay.
Honestly, that hint doesn't help a lot.
You want to go for another hint, or you want to go for another guess? You only have one.
Jacob Tremblay, active imagination. I think I need another hint.
This movie was not released in theaters.
Orient in the Dark.
Ding, ding, ding. Orient in the Dark is my top 5 movie.
And guess what? We already have a crossover, because that was my number 4. So I'll have to start at my number 6 for mine.
Orient in the Dark had that. Not only did it have a great animation process, and DreamWorks did an amazing job. It might have been the best DreamWorks Illumination movie of the year.
And honestly, I might as well say my thoughts on it, because this was my number 4. This was one of the first movies from 2024 that I actually really liked. And for a while, it just kind of stayed that way, because like there was no good movies in like the first 5 or 4 months of the year.
But yes, it was a good movie, and it was probably...
And the only one I really respected was Orient in the Dark for like a bunch of it, because it also develops into a writer's mind of like telling stories like within another story.
Process to the whole storytelling.
And I just absolutely loved that.
Okay.
And it made me feel so much.
And with that, on to his number 5.
All right, for my number 5...
Mm-hmm.
After the Queen of Hearts incites the coup in Aragon, her rebellious daughter Red and Cinderella's perfectionist daughter Chloe must team up and travel in time to undo the traumatic event that drove a young Queen of Hearts to villainy.
I think it was Descendants 3, Rise of Red.
I was going to wait until you got the title, but yes, you have got it immediately. Like, I felt like that one was a little obvious, but at the same time, I feel like it also wouldn't go too obvious with that one.
Because this is on my list, I will explain it.
Yeah, I found this movie pretty fun. I felt like it wasn't like the third one where they just kind of overdid it with a lot of the villainy and stuff like that to where it was kind of cringe. But this one kind of felt like a good like sibling like angry bond. Even though they weren't really siblings, it felt like they had a very sisterly bond through the meanings of friendship. And everything that happens through time to get the Queen of Hearts to where she is today, it feels like what Descendants was meant to do. Like, put in people to resemble the people of the story. And they even mentioned Cameron Boyce so well in this movie where they like mentioned how he actually was gone, and I felt just mentioning him in that sort of way is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this movie just was a good time for me. It felt like fun. It felt like an amazing adventure, and I loved it. This will be Nick's number 4.
Yep. Okay. He can make anything come to life simply imagining it.
Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Yeah. Okay. I know it was an obvious guess, but and I know that this movie was torn apart. We will probably do it in defense of this movie.
We will.
I don't. So I'm not gonna say too much about it because we are planning in defense of this movie. But I did really like it. I thought Zachary Levi did a really nice job. I don't see. I like these movies where they're adapted from books like this. I, especially if I remember the books from when I was little. So yeah, I do think this worked extremely well, and
I felt like it was everything a movie should be, like epic, like dramatic. It just makes you feel more than anything.
yeah. So
And also, just the fact it was Harold and the Purple Crayon, where it wasn't even written to be exactly like this. Well, the movie was written, but the book wasn't written to be exactly like
the
this.
book was written to be a movie.
But this was more based of the book than the book itself.
I did get a thing with Lyle Lyle Crocodile or even Polar Express where it was, it had that whole thing of it was an extremely little kid book, but they adapted it that well that I think the audience for it will grow over time instead of getting its audience right away. And moving on to Alex's number 4.
After unexpected reunion with his long lost father, Scruffy, Blank and his friend are forced with their perfectly pampered life into joining Vic in a hilarious high stakes heist.
That would be Garfield. As soon as you said Vic, I was like, oh.
Because he's not normally part of Garfield, so.
I think that was my number 3.
Yeah, exactly. This is my number 4, and yeah, this is one of the better modern movies of the year because it felt very modern, but in a way that kind of also makes it what's so fun about it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of heart that the original comic strips had, and it had some amazing moments.
I love that Odie was so smart in it compared to usual when he's not that smart.
And I actually love that Nermal was used extremely sparingly, and they gave it an actual villain, which is something I don't think Garfield ever had. Well, he had villains, but not one that could actually challenge him.
And I think people just bash on Chris Pratt too much because
he was just in a lot of movies.
And honestly, Garfield doesn't really have a lot of acting to him. It's just him just being himself, kind of.
Just like, I hate Mondays.
But this worked.
It really worked for me, and just everything that happened made me laugh to an uncontrollable level. This will be Nick's number 3.
While scavenging, a group of young colonists come face to face with a terrifying life form.
Transformers 1.
Nope. I'm sorry, that's strike one. We will give your hint. The second hint will be it is technically a Disney movie.
Technically a Disney movie. Okay, can you explain the plot?
Okay, again, I will reread the IMDb page for you because that's not technically. Again, it's just rereading something, not giving you another hint. While scavenging the deep end, a group of young colonists come face to face with a terrifying life form.
Group of young colonists from a terrifying life form. It's technically a Disney movie.
But I'll give you that it is a Searchlight movie.
A Searchlight movie. It's a terrifying life form. It would be. It's a Disney movie. It's given.
Yours right there, isn't it?
I have the Searchlight logo in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think they only made 2 movies this year.
terrifying life forms. With Disney. I don't know many Disney movies that came out this year. Or have I? Besides Moana 2?
No. No, I will give you one more hint. And this one will be a little bit more, try and make it a little bit more obvious. Last hint. This is the 9th installment of this franchise.
Planet of the Apes?
Oh.
Kingdom of the...
No. That's not right, but you were close. That was the other Searchlight movie that came out for Disney. This movie is Alien Romulus.
I haven't watched that,
Oh.
so...
That's fine.
But I could have guessed it because I have seen the Alien movies, but I haven't seen this one, so go ahead.
Okay, Alien Romulus Alien has always been one of my favorite franchises since the first one. They have done Isolation, the video game. I think this series has gotten a new life into it, and bringing in new actors instead of trying to replace them with the same actors.
Next, for my third movie. After a shipwreck, someone or something is stranded on an uninhabited island to survive the harsh environments. This thing bonds with an island's animals and cares for an orphan baby.
The Wild Robot?
That was a very questionable guess, but yes it is. The Wild Robot.
Oh. Well, in my mind went, yeah, it's probably the Wild Robot, but at the same time, it could have been a Netflix movie that I missed.
If you haven't already seen The Wild Robot, it is so cute. I went out of the movies and I was like, that was the cutest thing I have ever seen.
I liked it, just not on my list.
It was so cute. It was very accepting, just to bring people love and joy over the harsh worlds of today, and just how nature is, and you can be the most heartful person and survive at the same time. And you can care for so many more people just being yourself without knowing much of what's happening in the first place. But it's so cute.
According to IMDb, your first clue is friends that were more like sworn brothers bound to protect. What is this movie?
Sworn Brothers. I feel like this is plain obvious. Sworn Brothers. Sworn to protect. You're shaking your head.
Because I know you probably know it.
Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, it is not.
No.
That's number one. I will get your second hint going right now.
I'll probably get this after the second hit.
Okay.
Then probably. I have more confidence in this one. Because apparently I do know it.
This movie has 2 Avengers in it.
2 Avengers. How do you say Deadpool, Wolverine? 2
But they are not in their Avenger roles.
2 Avengers and they're not in the 2 brothers. Marvel. There wasn't any Marvel movies that came out besides one.
It's not a Marvel one. I'll give you that.
2 brothers, but you just said it was.
I said it had 2 Avengers in it.
2 Avengers in it.
And I said there were 2 sworn friends with sworn brothers.
Friends who are sworn brothers. 2 Avengers.
2 Avenger actors.
2 Avenger actors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Transformers 1.
Yep, Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Once you said I thought Avengers, I was immediately thinking, oh,
Yeah.
Marvel. This is a Marvel movie. Then you
Nope.
said characters. I'm like, actors. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Transformers 1.
This movie, was amazing.
We watched this one together.
We went to theater and it was maybe one. I would put at least in the top 3 best animated movies.
Like, he already put out 2.
Yeah, but even then, I think I would put it on maybe one of the best Paramount movies ever. Period. It did a really good job, and I think, no question, it was the best
The
Transformers
animation was spectacular,
Yeah.
and I haven't watched any Transformers, but I've heard from many
And
people
I've
that
seen-
this one
and
was
I've
probably
seen
the only
all-
one you
I've
need.
I've seen all of them, and this was definitely the best in the franchise.
Oh,
And
and another thing, I felt like there was a point of it is like, I felt like this was a lot of movies this year where like you kind of already know what's gonna happen. You kind of already know what's gonna happen with
it was a
this.
prequel.
But there are a lot of prequels this year, so I don't.
Yeah, but
It was still really really good.
Yeah.
And before we end this segment, the villain I absolutely love because it kind of brings you a respect to like a villain that you wouldn't think you would like.
It actually gives Megatron validity in like why he does what he does, and you're like, okay, yeah, I
understand. I see his point. This will be my number 2. This person recruits a variant to save his universe from extinction. This person recruits a variant to save his universe from extinction.
Variant. I'm gonna say Deadpool and Wolverine.
That honestly, out of all the ones that I told you was that obvious, this one wasn't that obvious. But yeah, it's Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Bro, this movie was insanely good. All the comedy, all the music, all the freaking everything was so good. Chris Evans being in there just that for like the end credit scene to make everybody laugh. This movie was just made for Marvel fans and comedy fans alike.
Yeah. I think 2 of our picks for 2025 were Marvel movies, and this movie had a lot to do with that.
And we do understand this is popular, but here's the thing with popular movies. They're popular for a reason. And this movie just confirms that. It is extremely good.
Yeah.
And throughout the entire multiverse, this movie does so well with everything. It's just so good.
So
Number 1 for both our movies. Well,
okay.
this one's his. We'll go for mine later.
Okay, number 1. This will be a sequel that deals with more complexity as they try to adapt to the possibility of being replaced.
Being replaced. I know it's I like from the sequel thing. I probably already got it.
Mm-hmm.
The replace thing is what got me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think is it Inside Out too?
Yes, it is. They were being replaced by new emotions.
Yeah.
This wasn't that hard, but it was just a good movie. And there was some movies that I was waffling through and be like, this is good. This is better than this for this reason, or this was better than this for this reason. But Inside Out 2 was that movie that was just all around was the best to me.
I'll be honest. Inside Out 1 was something I was not really into. I was into the emotions and stuff, but like I felt like some of the plot was very not for me. But for this, it's not for me, but in a way, kind of feels like Dear Evan Hansen, where it talks about the complexities of things that I don't understand. And the movies that make me understand that just makes it more of a powerful emotion to have.
And for someone who was always an Inside Out fan like me, it just kind of the stories went extremely well together.
And just all the emotions they added to everything that was made for the second part is so good. Also, if you haven't already, probably watch Dream Productions if you can, because that was a good show. That's a really good show. I watched it not even like a while ago. It's so good.
All right.
A person who is discriminated meets a person who is very popular, deepen their bonds within each other, and meet a god of their universe, will ultimately shape their destinies and transform them into the people they are today.
Ooh, meaning God. Ooh.
Of their universe.
Of their universe. I think I might have to just skip and take the next hint.
The hint? Okay, so one of the actors, Jeff Goldblum.
The only thing I can guess, I mean, I know this isn't right, but I'll get it off the If?
No.
Oh, man.
Okay, another hint for you.
One more, last hint.
Last hint. This might be a huge hint.
Okay.
Not naming, this is a review named Not Sure How It Could Have Been Better. And it says on the top paragraph, I haven't stopped thinking about this movie since I went to see it, and I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat.
Soundtrack. I can't think of it. Okay, I think this movie is Wicked.
Yes it is. And let me tell you, I don't think you probably watched this movie.
No, I did not.
But you know what? This movie was everything I wanted it to be. I've heard the soundtrack, I heard about the musical. I was not expecting the plot to go this hard on this. I was so entranced by everything that was happening, to Ariana Grande, to the main person who was Elphaba, to just everything.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Goldblum, Peter Dinklage, just everybody's voice going so far for the songs that we all love. There's a reason why they had special theaters, so that we can sing with the movie. And how there was like a big thing about like the first time viewing, they couldn't really sing it because it would be rude to interrupt the movie.
Yep.
Just so good. I absolutely love everything about this movie, and I see why it's so popular in Soda French.
Okay. And with that, that's our list.
That is our list. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of great other movies in 2024. So,
Here.
if one of yours didn't make
Yeah.
the list,
Comment down below.
and our honorable mentions will be at the end of the video.
That was it for our little game we had.
And we hope you enjoyed it. We just thought this was a more interesting way to do a list like this than everyone else does.
And the way we did it last year compared. So
Yeah.
I felt like this was going to be fun.
And I really hope this catches on because I would like to see this with a worse list of movies.
And we might do this with like other movies from previous years. And comment down below if you want to see like us review like a movie that you like from like previous
and
years.
or any year you think we should try this for.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that,
Make sure to like on the video and subscribe. Love y'all, comedian.